Welcome to the Heart of Commerce from your Burleson Area Chamber of Commerce. Melissa and I are here today, me, Sarah. We're here today with Colin Gregory from the Burleson Police Department. He's going to give us a little bit of information about what he does, how he keeps the comedy in such a serious situation, and lets us know what all we can do to be there for the community, how we can engage with the Burleson Police Department, and overall, be part of the Heart of Commerce.
I love it. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us.
Well, I appreciate it. It's good to see y'all.
My daughter that you were coming on today, and she goes, "Oh my gosh, whoever the social media guy is, he's fantastic. He cracks me up. They need to give that guy a raise." And I was like, "Well, it's him. I'll be sure and let him know that you approve." And
Michaela?
Yeah.
Thank you, Michaela. I more than appreciate that.
yes, and the fact that she follows too, and probably not on Facebook. And I feel like the difference between Facebook posts and
She's my one out of 500 that are on Instagram. I'm working hard to get that Instagram moving, and it's going to take it's going to be one of those that it clicks, and one day it's just going to explode.
Yeah.
Probably not a good police term to use, but it's going to explode, and we're going to get follower after follower, but it's going to take the Michaelas of the world to jump on there and,
Agreed, yes.
and hit the follow.
Yes.
Some of the stuff I'm having to learn a little bit that a lot of my Facebook stuff doesn't fully translate over to Instagram because a lot of the funny is in the initial comment.
Yeah.
And
That's
so
what she has. She has, like, I don't know what the difference is. Like, I'm old. I'm Facebook only. Like,
Right.
I get on Instagram every once in a while, but she says that it doesn't transfer over. She's like, it lost all the funny. And I mean, this chick is funny, right? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
her stuff cracks me up. And I love that she's actually getting people to comment, and she's getting some, conversations going on Facebook.
Right.
With the no Insta, I don't know what the pot does over there.
It's so weird that it's still funny. It's the same post. It hits well over here. It's
Right.
funny. Some of those people are still over here, but like, hello?
Is it the demographic? Is it because of like the age
But
demographic?
it's still funny. So
Well, and maybe that's when are we taping?
Yeah.
Okay, great. I didn't realize we were.
that's what we do.
It just
It's more natural that way.
We're just low
Interesting.
keys.
Okay, well then I'll just keep talking. The interesting thing with
What'd you say?
No, I didn't.
I'm
drinking my coffee.
That was a great the interesting thing with when I went out and I started really diving deep into who was following us, it was 35 to 45, mainly women. And so I'll make a lot of Taylor Swift comments. It hits so well in there. Like, I'm not a Swiftie, but a lot of my followers are. So I'm having to learn terms that I never thought nor never wanted to learn. However, I'll give them their tea. They get their little posts here and there. But learning my age groups was a huge part on moving the success, because I started realizing a lot of the women that follow us are my age or around that. So if I make 90s comments or Backstreet Boys comments or NSYNC stuff,
Oh yeah, we're in.
it's all there. I mean, it's
You
just
could do
like
some New Kids on the Block too. That'd be great.
NKYT, whatever, however you do that. Yes,
KGB.
yeah. It's Those
Or you
I
all
just rolled
hit.
right
Yeah,
off
well,
your tongue.
It just not even a hint of hesitation
No,
on that
I'm
one.
still like in.
Yeah, New Kids. NKOTB. So any of those types of posts.
That's what I said.
There is a strong contingent that's just immediately. It's just you just watch the comments go 1, 2, 33, 48, and you're just
That's
like,
cool.
all right, there they are. Any Swiftie ones, it's usually because they have kids, and so they either are fans themselves, because they're the ones that actually can afford to buy the tickets when their children are not. Or they've got kids that enjoy it, and so they play it in the car, that type of thing. My males actually kind of jump out anytime I do something that's along like the T Swift type of stuff. And it's always like, we're so disappointed in you. And we're so, which is great because I come right back and I nail them with the most over the top, hearts glittered Swiftie comments
Unicorns.
back.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Absolutely. And this is not a glitter person. And so don't give me that look.
We're rainbow and sprinkles.
This is very true.
Yeah.
You know, I like sprinkles on donuts too.
Sprinkles are my favorite.
Oh my gosh.
Can we scroll for just a moment
Squirrel away.
discuss sprinkles on donuts?
Absolutely.
Round or the long ones?
No, long ones. Long ones.
Yeah,
the
because
the
the
round feel more. I'm sorry.
No, I know. I'm with you. Go
No,
ahead.
okay,
I'm shaking my head at the thought of the small round.
The
crunchy.
round
Yeah.
sprinkles feel like it's a force field on top of the donut.
aggressive.
It's like a crust, and the long sprinkles are somebody sitting there sprinkling them on,
Joy.
not just dipping them into a vat of
Even if
dots.
they dip, I'm fine with the dip. It's just
You
they're
don't even eat
aggressive.
donuts.
Yeah, I know. But if I were to,
She just opens up the bottle of sprinkles and
I
literally
love
pours
it.
them in her mouth.
but
It's
the only
ice
time
cream. It's her own ice cream.
love it. It makes
sprinkles
everything
just-
better. It just does.
It's like bacon.
Oh yes, bacon makes
Yes.
everything
Sorry.
better.
But I do have to again squirrel because there's one thing
Okay.
we can get back to bacon absolutely.
Yep.
But you know where I can stand the tiny ones, the tiny sprinkles, is in the sugar cookies from Murray's Bakery.
Oh.
They're just full of the little tiny round sprinkles, and it's so good. It's one of my favorite
You know,
cookies that she
Shout
makes.
out to Murray.
Yeah, shout out to Murray.
Some sugar
And I
cookies.
honestly think this is an opportunity to say, Ruthie, if you're watching this, I really don't know if she's correct or not. So if you want to bring us some of those cookies to test, I mean, I would love to come back
Yes.
and do nothing but eat Murray's.
I love
you know?
it.
So
We should also have her bring the chocolate chip cookies, the mound of a chocolate. Oh my gosh!
yeah.
So,
For a lady that doesn't eat donuts, you definitely have
they
your
hurt my stomach. I can eat.
donuts
I can
hurt your stomach.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
they
know.
make
It's
it-
something about the way
Yeah.
that they.
I don't know. It's
they
They hurt.
Same.
They
Like-
hurt my hips.
I mean, I have favorites, and the hips don't lie. So it is that's
truth.
That's a thing. But like Southern Made, I don't even know if they're still around. Are they Southern Made over by Hobby Lobby in that parking? They had the best donuts growing up. They're just like a cotton
Melt in
candy
your mouth.
donut
Yeah,
melting
they had the
in your
best
mouth.
jelly ones.
Yes. Oh, I loved it.
Jelly
but
donuts.
Is that what that donut store is over there? Is that Southern Made?
if it's still there,
No,
yeah.
that's where we go every Sunday morning.
It's the OG. And you don't know the name.
Well, it doesn't have it.
The donut
It doesn't
store. I
have
don't
it.
think
I
it
don't.
does.
Yeah,
No,
it doesn't
I
have a
think the
sign on the
Southern
front.
Maid, I mean,
so.
they've been there for like 30 plus
Yes,
years. So
yes.
I feel like the Southern Maid's probably scratched off on the.
yeah, you may not
we
be
haven't
right.
redone that. It's,
No,
Which is fine. I don't care. They're still
that
there.
whole decor
and-
area right there needs
so if
a
you're gonna do a
little
donut,
facelift.
it's gonna
If I-
be from there.
It would be from there.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah. If I'm going to endure the pain. Now, pain free, I can do HEB, which makes no sense, but theirs are much more dense, and there's something about it that works and doesn't hurt, and
I
that's
wonder
a
if it's the
problem.
oil or something they fry them in.
I feel like yes, but I'm okay that there's one thing of sugar that I should stay away from. All the things that I can do, I shouldn't do a donut.
Right.
Yeah.
Cake or the normal? Do the cake donuts hurt your stomach?
Donuts.
Just donuts in general. So if we cut a pizza and put a hole in the middle of it and we
Then
call it a
it
donut,
would be like, oh, that's a donut.
and
That's no.
you're, I think this is a psychological thing there, Miller. So
It could be.
you were hurt by a donut early in your childhood.
Apparently, yes.
Suppress some. Yeah.
But no, they all came from Southern Made and they were delicious. It really is like an adult thing has happened. And I don't know.
Doesn't agree.
Yeah, it doesn't. We'll leave room for all the other sugar, like I
Gotcha.
said.
Gotcha.
We let go of donuts for ice cream. And so it's fine. It was worth the trade.
And that would be the favorite is
Ice cream.
no, well,
No, it's just
any of the ice
It's
creams.
just ice cream.
Okay, all right. Well, I mean,
Not vanilla. I don't want.
well,
I
that's
don't.
ice cream.
because if you're gonna have ice cream, you're not gonna do
We're not
vanilla.
doing vanilla.
No.
I don't know if you try the Andes custard vanilla, it's top notch.
Then I shall
enjoy it.
try.
You shall.
Go through the
And
Andes
at
swirl.
the network at night last night, shout out Chamber. I got a free coupon for a ice cream cookie from Freddy's.
Okay.
And so it's got the vanilla custard in the middle, but it's an ice cream
Yes.
sandwich, which is on the Mount Rushmore of the ice cream facility for
Is
me.
it?
Yes.
Okay.
Ice cream sandwich. Absolutely. I will go as lowbrow as just give me a box of great value ice cream sandwiches.
Neapolitan.
Oh,
I want the Neapolitan ones.
No, those are fancy.
She's a fancy girl.
I mean,
Eat those in
I
my
don't eat a lot of
pinky out
sweets,
stuff.
right?
No,
So
not at all.
when it comes to certain things, the Neapolitan.
Okay. All right.
Like
I got no hate for that
all
game.
Neapolitan, or just when it's in a sandwich?
In the ice cream sandwich.
Okay.
I would like the Neapolitan ones.
All right.
Done.
All right. Yeah. Not a. Do you eat one side versus the other?
There's an
Because
order,
if
of
the
course.
one in the middle is your favorite, that makes it difficult. That
I
gives
like
you
to do
the
the strawberry
the
and then-
chocolate on the side of your
just-
mouth. You just,
Yeah, no.
no,
I don't
nothing
eat it like a
that.
taco.
corn on the cob.
Like you're playing a harmonica and just.
No. I just go from end to end.
Gotcha.
Oh,
Which end?
interesting. But do you finish an end first, or you just like a little here, a
It's
little
a-
here?
It's a,
Okay,
It's a mixture of the two.
very interesting.
because I like the strawberry and the chocolate.
Where's the vanilla on
In the
that?
middle, right?
I always get
it's
just the regular ones.
As far as what the Neapolitan flag looks like, I have no clue on that color arrangement. So,
It's like, what are we
Yeah,
doing?
nobody knows.
I mean,
It is hot in here though.
it is very warm. Like my bald head is
Sweating. Can we get makeup?
makeup. My
Okay.
close-ups. Okay.
We're gonna go back
Yeah, let's start. Let's
because
start.
the
And go.
cut. You don't just do media over there, or
No.
do you just?
No. So,
Tell me your other roles.
yeah, so my official title would be crime prevention and community engagement. With that community engagement, social media is one of those aspects.
Right.
So social media is my digital form. I really like the idea. I kind of got outed a little bit. I was on Allard's show. They asked me to post, and usually if we do any sort of community engagement, we post it on there. Well, my face gets out, and so people now see who I am. But
like you kind of wanted to keep it like Wizard of Oz.
well, it was.
type, right?
I like
I
that.
never
That's a
really.
good analogy.
I never really intended it to go that way, but somewhere in the midst of it, somebody threw out I really want to know what this guy looks like, and I threw out a Wizard of Oz behind
Oh, did you really?
yeah, oh yeah, absolutely, the man behind the curtain, and from that, it really went. It kind of just spiraled, and I was just like, okay, well, no big deal. I'll just keep doing this, and then I came to Allard's podcast, and we go to post it, and the frame, Taylor, what's the word? The thumbnail. Thank you, Taylor. The thumbnail is my face, and I'm like, I mean, I got to
bless
put
it,
this out there.
Allard.
So I throw it out there, and so people see it. And I got one lady that was like, you know, oh, it was really neat when I didn't know what he
we
looked
did know
like.
what you
And
looked like, yeah.
I sat there and I looked at myself in the mirror and I cried, you know, because
You
know
hurt my
she
feelings.
said I'm ugly without saying I'm ugly. But you know, no, she didn't. She
said I
was
was
being
better
sweet.
left unknown.
Yeah. Oh, now I'm disappointed. That wasn't the Brad Pitt I was looking for. So, but anywho. But now some people didn't see that. It really, a lot of our video format is not as well commented on and liked as much as graphic.
Your top 10. Most
Yeah,
wanted?
top 10s are wonderful. Those are fun. And
I'll be real honest. I was taken back like a little bit whenever you first did that. I was like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
Like, I don't get offended, but it was like we're trying to actually catch these people, and you're kind of making a joke out of it. Like, and I knew it was you, right? Like, I mean, and I love you.
I love
but
you.
I didn't understand. I'm like, oh. This is really, really strange, but okay. And it's just taken off and people freaking love it.
So when I took over a little over a year ago, the top 10 is something that we post on our webpage. We post on our Facebook page. We post it on numerous things. We were getting maybe 14, 15 likes, maybe 5 or 6 comments that were always on the same person because it's a repeat offender or a person that hasn't been caught. And he's been on our top 10 list for about 2 years now, if I'm not mistaken.
He's still?
Still.
Okay.
Still. And there's reasons for that we won't get into, but he's still there. And so it kind of became this little I don't know. It was just this reoccurring character. And so all the comments were pretty much like, where's Juan Rico? And I wonder where he's at and stuff like that. And there's a little kind of a small group that played along with it. But that was the amount of exposure that we were getting. And I kind of took it away for about 4 or 5 months. And it wasn't intentional. It was just, I was trying to figure out what things were working and what wasn't.
It's a process.
And during that time, they kind of came back and my office was like, hey, we really want to get those top 10s back out there. So I threw it back out there, and I saw that a lot of people were like, hey, I haven't seen this in a while. And it got a little bit more exposure than normal, but still just was not getting a lot of looks and a lot of likes and a lot of comments. And because of that, you don't get the shares. And the shares are the biggest and most important thing to me on that. Because if we're putting a top 10 list out there and nobody's looking at it, what good is a top 10 list?
Right.
So I think it was around Christmas time, and I was just doing one of these, it's again, I go to hit send on it, and I'm sitting back. I'm like, they're going to fire me. They're going to yell at me. They're going to fire me. And I'm very much a people pleaser. So somebody being disappointed in me is you can,
the end of the world.
You can punch me all day long. You tell me you're disappointed in me. I'll take the beating rather than the disappointment. I put some Christmas stuff on them, made some Christmas elves.
It was
and
a little hat for me.
Yeah.
Like, I died. It was the tiny elf hat, and I
Lost it.
that was it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Loved it.
So I throw that out there, and it's just one after the next after the next. And I did have a few that come out, and they're just like, hey, I think this is really kind of you're trying to embarrass people. You're trying to do this, and
they've already embarrassed themselves. They're criminals. I'm sorry.
And there had been some external discussion in the comments on whether or not these people were worthy of even being on the top 10. And so the understanding is these are all people that have felony warrants. It's not, I jaywalked, I forgot to pay my ticket.
Right.
You're on Burleson's
And it's not
top
like
10.
you, Colin, are picking out who was
the
on
top
the top
10.
10 list.
No, not at all. The offenses that they've had are egregious enough to have a felony warrant. They've also been contacted. So when you get a felony warrant, it's not like we just show up to your doorstep one day and bust open your door. We let you know, hey, you have a warrant for your arrest. We contact you through whatever means that we contact you with. And the large majority of people are like, well, okay. And they never show up for their court dates. They don't show up. That's why they have a warrant for their arrest, because they didn't show up to court when they were supposed to. So they make this top 10 list. And we had one lady that came out because there was a woman on there who had that was on the top 10 list for possession of narcotics. And a lot of people took that as she probably had a weed pipe in her car, and so she's on her top 10 list. And as I'm talking to my officers, they're like, no.
Not exactly.
No. You have to have a lot of drugs to have it to be a felony, and, won't get into her specifics, but there's a reason for her being where she's at. So it made me feel better when I was, we used to put people in blockades out in the town square and embarrass them that way, when they would do something bad. We aren't doing that. We're just making fun little things. The result from it, though, was hundreds of comments, thousands of likes, and the biggest, most important were the hundreds of shares.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, we would start getting these Facebook messages. Hey, I know this guy.
I was going to ask that.
I've seen this guy. I had one guy reach out to us who was an ex-landlord of the guy who skipped out on his last month's rent, then went across the street and rented a garage. So the guy's like literally looking at him out in the yard.
Oh, that's infuriating.
And he says, I'm mad, and I'm thinking I'm going to have to take him to small claims court or something because it's not hundreds of thousands of dollars or anything. And I'm scrolling through Facebook, and up pops this dude with a little party hat on, and I'm like, I know this guy. And it had reached his feed, and it's all organic. We don't boost anything. We don't pay for anything. But the amount of people that are commenting and sharing, the algorithm in Facebook says, oh, well, more people want to see this type of stuff. And when more people want to see this type of stuff, it starts putting it in people's feeds that have something that I liked a police reel video one time. And because of that, Facebook says, oh, you must like police things. Well, this shows up as a police thing. And here he is staring at this guy's face. And so he sends us a message. I know this dude. I know where he's at. We send that message to our SRT, and SRT goes and they vet out the information. And sure enough, and they show up one day and he's out. And he was an addict, and he was out tweaking in the middle of a yard one day, picking up acorns and just kind of throwing them. And they walked up to him and said, hey, is your name blah, blah, blah? And he looked at him and he's like, I don't know. He's like, do you know you have a warrant for your arrest? And he just looked at him and put his hands out like this, and
so you're
he goes.
Catching more of
We're
the
catching
top 10
criminals
because of all the shares.
Absolutely,
That's
absolutely. Cool. The fact that we did something that no other police department is doing. We're starting to get into a place where we're seeing where our niche is. Mm-hmm. We're seeing where our followers are going for and what they consume. And when we do that on the social media side, the reason behind it is to not only to make people laugh and to entertain, but the biggest part is it shares that information. And the more information we can share, the more bad guys that we can arrest. The more often that the people will start following us because of the funny content. When we put content out about the fentanyl crisis or teen suicide, or name your situation, your problem, that new followership starts seeing that content. Yeah. And even if they're not, I'm not going to comment on this, or I'm not going to like this, that content gets out there. And what I see a lot is in our serious stuff, it may not get the large amount of likes and shares and stuff that our comedy does, but I get a lot of private messages on my cousin died of a fentanyl overdose. I didn't want to comment because I didn't want to be judged. Yeah. But thank you for putting stuff out like this. And that to me means more than tens of thousands of likes on putting sharks in a in a drainage way, or giraffes or hippos.
That is very
because
funny.
And those are funny and those are great, and those went international. I mean, those I got comments from people from Australia on the shark one.
That's awesome.
The hippos and the giraffes, I got comments from Alabama and Tennessee and Ohio, and it was, again, this all organic. So your cousin's uncle's brother's sister likes it over here. Well, because you're associated with it, it sometimes works its way through your feeds.
That's
and
great.
a lady in Northeast Ohio sent me a message, and she's just like, I don't know where this came from, but I just have to ask you, are the sharks real? And so, you go back and, you're just like, nope, just Photoshop skills. And, but again, now people in Northeast, and she's like, hey, I'm following you because this is funny. My police department needs to do something like this. Yeah. Well, the great thing is that when we talk about, we'll just continue to use the fentanyl crisis one. When we put stuff out about fentanyl, there's a lady in Northeast Ohio that sees content about fentanyl.
Yeah, it's relevant everywhere.
Absolutely, absolutely. So there's a method and a meaning behind the madness. And so, for those that are following us on Facebook and Instagram, and those are our two mains right now. We have Twitter, but we usually use that in an emergency situation, become more of a contact through media.
Oh, yeah. It's X.
Oh, X. Yes. All right. I'm still old school. But
I don't, and I've never tweeted. Tweet.
You never tweeted?
No.
Please cut that one.
Tweet.
Yes. You've never tweeted before. Yeah, it's not. It just doesn't have the pull and the draw. Some police departments use it real well. Others, But and maybe one day we'll see a TikTok come back if the government figures out what they're doing with that one. So, but for right now it's just the Facebook and Instagram. But that's only a third of the job. The other one is a lot of community engagement. So I like to, and that's actually led me to the Chamber, which has been amazing. It's been a great partnership for the police department and with the Chamber, because it's given us an opportunity to meet our businesses and give the businesses a liaison to talk to the police. And we've had, I can't tell you how many business over breakfast or network at night that somebody comes up to me and they're like, I need you to come out and take a look at the back door of our business because somebody tried to break in the other day, and you're like, Okay, so you give them contact information, and then our guys go out and they're able to do the crime prevention side of the job. We were able to do a really wonderful walkthrough for one of the local charity businesses here in town, and pretty much gave them a very large amount of pages of suggestions on, hey, we think you should put a camera here. You need to double lock this. You need
Like
to
their vulnerabilities.
Absolutely, and whether they want. Cost effectiveness is not what we're worried about. We're going to tell you what's the best way to make this Fort Knox, and then you can decide on whether you want to go, what route you want to go with that. But we're going to give you all the information, and it's an in-depth. And you've got usually 2 to 3 police officers and myself out on site, and we're walking through the entire facility. So that's a great part of the community engagement side, is being able to tell people that not only do we offer that, and it's free for every citizen. It's free for, if we want to come out to the Miller residence and look at the Miller residence and tell you all the things that you need to do to make sure the Miller residence can never be broken into, or the least amount that could be broken into. That's part of our job, is to go out to a residential side, look at the house and say, we suggest you put cameras here, lighting here. We would go through the whole thing. That's part of the process. We're all certified in.
Do you call 311 for that?
No, you would not. You would not. 311 would be if you had a pothole. If there was a pothole in front of the Miller residence, 100% 311.
Okay.
If it is something that you would like to do, you can call the police department at 817-426-9903. That's our non-emergency number.
9903.
9903. 426-9903. 426-9903.
Or
You always
just
say it 3 times.
The non-emergency line.
Or just the non-emergency line, which you can Google and it'll pop up
Or
right
you can
off
call
the
the chamber
bat.
and I'll get you the phone number.
Or you can call the chamber and Sarah can come out
We'll
and do
Google
crime
it for
prevention.
you.
No, I
there
don't,
you
I
go.
don't do that. I just
Yeah.
Google
Oh,
the numbers
gotcha,
and
gotcha.
the addresses of where things are.
It's good times.
Yeah.
Good times. So, but yeah, that will get you. Just ask for the community resource office. That is where our wonderful community resource officers, who are all certified in crime prevention, that is part of their job, to come out to residential or to business.
Would never
And-
have known that.
Yeah, and that's the good part about finally the police department having kind of that citizen liaison. And I think that was one of the reasons when Chief looked at my quality for doing those types of things. I'm a people person. I get out. I can obviously talk.
Imagine.
Yeah, no,
I hadn't
know.
picked up on that.
You know,
I thought you were super shy.
I'm so super shy. So the thought is to get out into the public, to let the public know the things that we offer. We offer classes like CRAZE, which is a active shooter situation. So if you want us to come out to your business, your preschool, that a lot of times that's one of the questions is, we talk a lot about school shootings and how to prevent those. But a lot of schools, actually all the schools in BISD have SSOs or SROs.
Right.
So they have a security force there. Places that may not will ask us to come out, and we'll do, again, a crime prevention survey. We'll take a look at things. We'll tell you what's the best way to keep your facility secure and to keep those innocents innocent. We'll walk through. We give classes for businesses on those topics. We have a teen academy, so young people that are wanting to be officers when they grow up. During the summer, we put them out there. They will PT. They will work out, and a lot of them, I think, the first time they signed up, didn't realize that.
Especially in the
No
summer.
thanks.
And that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun to see. We're gonna do some push-ups, and they're like, a push
I'm sorry,
what?
a who?
A push who?
Like
What?
push pop? The
Yeah.
Flintstones?
I love the push pops. Where's the music from the ice cream truck? I'm waiting for that. So, but they absolutely learn all the aspects of policing. They get to do a crime scene investigation. They get to be little CSI agents and go out there and take samples and take fingerprints and do
Wow.
all that kind of stuff.
Can I do that?
You can, sure, why not? You come out.
I've
You
always
still look
Can I
like
play
a
in the
teen.
teen academy?
You know what? I think I can probably hook you up.
You know a person?
I know a guy. I know a few. I bet we could do something.
We are Baylor Scott and White. All Saints Medical Center. We are part of the largest not-for-profit healthcare system in Texas and one of the largest in the United States. From humble beginnings in the heart of downtown Fort Worth to our growing hospital network all across the state of Texas, we are a trusted leader, educator, and innovator for the communities that we serve. We are the premier Fort Worth hospital for advanced patient care and empower our patients to get better.
Her health matters this month and every month. May is Women's Health Month, and at Texas Health Hughley Hospital, our gynecologists provide compassionate expert care for every stage of life. From annual exams to advanced treatments, we're here to support your wellness journey. Take charge of your health this May. Schedule your appointment today. Learn more at texashealthhughley.org/women.
We do tours. We have one of the chamber officials is coming out with his daughter's Girl Scout troop here in the next week, I think. They're taking a tour, and we're going to show them all the cool things. They get to meet Canine Sonic, which is,
He's so fun.
We could have a tank at the police department, and
Nobody
they'd be
cares.
like, "Where's the dog?
Yeah,
where's the
duh.
dog?"
Because
Like,
Sonic
I'm
is
sorry.
amazing.
yeah, Sonic is amazing, and Sonic is awesome, and but Sonic absolutely would outdo a helicopter because
it's a dog.
Who cares about a helicopter? We've got a live dog,
Yeah.
and yes, absolutely. So they get to see all those types of things. We'll show them around. We'll show them the training facilities and whatnot. And here in a couple of years, when we get the new building, then we will have some amazing tours for citizens that just want to come in and see the new hookups.
You're gonna have like a jail there as well. Like, is there gonna
We
be
will have a
sales?
holding area, but no jail. We
just
don't.
holding.
No, we're contracted out with different jails around
Gotcha.
the DFW Metroplex. So we don't have one, and I don't know if our citizens really want us to have one. So
fine.
what's the new building going up behind my house? That's the jail. Like, I'm moving. So that's definitely a discussion for when I'm retired, and I don't have to do with social media at that point. So.
Save me.
So yeah, so we've got the digital side of it. We have the community engagement side of it, and then probably the third and the one I find the most is the most fun is the teaching aspect behind it. So I get to go out and I get to teach a lot of classes. This past week, one of my officers and I got to go to a marketing class over at STEAM. STEAM, I guess it's junior high, and I can't tell you how much fun I had. I it's crazy. I like kids. Probably, I like seeing what the future holds for us and getting
Glad you
into a
see hope.
room. Yeah, and I think we mainly watch like an HBO show, and we're like, kids are all horrible things, and there are some stinkers out there. But for to use a
They're not
word
all
my mom.
euphoria.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. There you go. So we get into that class, and they're all staring at you, and they're just like, "This is gonna be so boring." And you start off with something that makes them laugh, and all of a sudden they're engaged. And we're just going right into it, and I'm calling them out, and I've got free swag, and I'm throwing them sunglasses and little flashlights, and it's just asking them about what they would want to market and how they would do it, and being somebody that teaches with listening instead of talking the entire time, which is what I'm doing right now. That is something I think a lot of kids aren't used to. They're used to being given instructions and then go do
And talked to,
and
not
talk
listened
to.
Yeah.
But it's really neat to say, "Hey, what was your project about?" And then giving them the floor to say, "Oh, it was about this and this and this. Well, why'd you choose that?" And then hearing their ideas, and all of a sudden, it's like this open, free space to talk about the things that they're passionate about.
So how does that tie into the police department though? Like,
Well, so you have two aspects of it. One, when we do anything along those lines, I'm bringing an officer with me. So an officer is going to sit up there, and he's going to talk about what his job is, and ask the kids, "Have you ever thought about law enforcement? And what questions have you ever wanted to ask a police officer?" So I'm kind of like the setup. It's like the comedian that goes out before the main comedian does. I'm setting up the crowd. I'm getting them energized. I'm getting them into this aspect of, it's free to talk. They get their juices flowing. Now their mind's moving and stuff. And then I pull in the closer and I grab our officer and bring them in, because our officers are amazing at engaging with the community. They just think like police officers. And sometimes that is a really good thing, because they think of the world way differently than most people do. But also that can also feel standoffish sometimes, because they sometimes won't say things because they're used to trying to listen for a crime or listen to a situation, and rather than just kind of be out in front. But our community resource officers are better at that, but they like it when I can go and kind of give them a classroom on a silver platter and be like, now they're all going to listen to everything I say, and they do, and they take a lot of that and run with it. So that helps us engage with the younger community.
And it helps the kids become more comfortable if they are to
Absolutely.
build that relationship
100%.
with law enforcement.
And that's one of the biggest reasons why our SROs are so important.
They're very
because you hear them running around saying, hey, Officer Smith. And oh my gosh, today I was talking, Officer Smith came by and he gave me a piece of candy or something along those lines. And they're always, that's kind of part of their school family are those school resource officers. And that engagement when you're 25, 26 and you get pulled over and you're like, oh man, 45, 46, and get pulled over.
No, I cry every time.
You cry.
If I get pulled over, which doesn't happen very often.
Oh, okay.
Like maybe 3.
3 times.
But I cry.
Has it gotten you out of a ticket yet?
Well, I have not. I've gotten 1 ticket in my 47.
Hey, that's really good.
That is really
Good for
good.
you.
Thanks. And I was 22 at the time.
Okay.
So
I think 22, Sarah, crying would have been my bet for getting out of a ticket.
He didn't care. He was not impressed. You should have woken up earlier to get to work on time. You're not getting out of it.
I feel like that might be everybody's go-to is to cry, to try to, like, not that you're serious.
Yeah.
But that it would just be people's, I'm going to try and get out of it. And if they can make the tears come. So
100%.
That's why I think
Every
that
time I
when
get
you
pulled
cry,
over, I just start crying.
I can see that. And it doesn't work.
It does not.
So.
No,
does not.
And I have I have really good relationships with the department and know some people. But if they were to pull me over, I would. My mom got pulled over a lot. Sorry, Mom. My mom got pulled over a lot. She sped. She's like you. So she sped like a lot.
Wow.
It's true.
You don't drive like a grandma. I drive like a grandma.
Yes,
You
which
do not.
explains our ticket ratio. It's different.
Why didn't I don't know how many tickets you have. Figured you would probably get out of
Plenty.
all of them.
No.
By the way,
she
new,
rolls down
new
the
top
window.
10 is speeding tickets and Millers. No, I'm just kidding.
No, she's
No,
not.
I haven't had one in a few years.
That is not the face of a few years.
Yes.
Okay.
I have not. I've gotten a warning
Oh, all right.
recently within a year, but I have not gotten ticketed in a couple.
I freaked
probably.
out the last time because I was, driving down Dobson, and I was like, "Why are there 2 of you? There are 2 of you." Gavin's in the car with me. Like
Oh yeah, I remember that.
You're not doing anything, Sarah. What is your problem? Like you're making yourself actually look even more guilty because you're freaking out. But it's just my anxiety goes through the stinking roof, and so.
Well, and that's one of the
That's not
reasons
to
for
get out of a
us
ticket,
to
it's
engage
just
with the
literally,
community is for people
Right.
to not be as nervous around our officers and to
So
see
do we
them.
need to like set Sarah up with like a fake pullover so that she can practice?
No, don't, Melissa. Oh.
Do we warn her ahead of time that we're doing it?
Yes.
Oh, we have to warn her?
Yes, because she needs to not like. This is already what's happening.
I
But,
know.
like,
She's
if
already
we were-
freaking out in the
we
middle
were
of a
just to
podcast.
practice,
So
and then before you know it, you'll be like me and like, hey, here's my stuff. Yes, no, I know why I was.
just
I know why you pulled
go ahead
me
and
over.
give me the thing to sign, and we're
Yeah,
good.
no, it's fine. Thank you.
Bye.
See you next time. Did you want me to get out and just
But then do you wait for them to pull off first, or do you pull off first? Then that would make me a nervous wreck, because are they just going to watch me more?
Just pull over to the safest spot.
No,
for
she has to get back
everybody.
on.
To get back on the road?
Oh, yeah. No, go ahead and,
Do y'all have classes for this? Like how to be pulled
I
over
feel-
safely?
I feel like I know enough people
that.
that-
For. Like, we
Well,
could
I mean-
really,
Yeah,
just-
I think we need to hang out with the guys one day, and you can just ask them all the questions. That would be engaging with the community.
Okay.
So,
We'll set that up.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I think a good lunch meeting with some of our officers would be a good time for you to sit down and just say, "I have the questions, and I would like the answers. And what would you suggest?"
We can do it in like a more casual setting with like a golf cart or like a Barbie car,
Oh.
So we can practice, but it doesn't feel the same,
But I
We'll-
almost
we'll
feel
just
like it
run
would
behind
defeat
you
the
going,
purpose
"We
if
do,
it
we
wasn't
do."
like reality, like a reality check.
We practice first.
Okay.
That way you know how to
Then I'll be like,
react to reality.
speeding away.
Well, because
Thing.
maybe your taillight was out, and so they still have to
Oh,
let you know that your
gosh.
taillight's out, even though the blinker tells you.
Tells you, beep, beep,
but
beep,
maybe
beep,
not.
beep, beep.
Or maybe, like me, you made a wide right turn because you were in your husband's truck and you're not really used to driving a truck and could have sworn the curb was going to come a lot faster than it did. And so you swung out a little wide. Well, they're going to pull you over for that sometimes.
Oh.
If you're in, certain areas at certain times.
If you're taking a right turn, you have to pull into the closest lane.
Yes, I
Yes.
know that rule.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, so,
Except for that. Okay.
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 Oh, here's the exceptions to the rule.
No,
Yes.
there is not an exception. I just don't. I need this curb brought back a little bit. Right
Okay,
there,
curbs
but
are a problem.
they are for real. When you are, and of course, every direction I face is north.
Yes.
So I'm facing north,
Yes.
like towards West Value Pharmacy. At
Okay.
that 4-stop.
Yes. Coming
you know,
from work.
Yeah,
facing-
like you're passing Razzoos
Wait,
and you come up.
Yes.
Yeah, and the city, the
By
water
Murray's.
bill,
Yes.
does, where the little mailbox guy is. You're there at that stoplight, and when you go to take a left,
Oh, the median?
yes,
Yeah.
it's so far out there. Like even today, I was like, I'm gonna hit it.
Yeah, I feel that.
You have a Jeep.
It's not meant to actually go over curbs all the time. Like I'm not four-wheeling down 174 Renfro. Like I don't want to hit the curb.
Yeah.
Also, it makes me look like a fool if I do.
Fool.
A fool. But I mean,
No,
I
I
gotta
hear
take
you.
that. I gotta take that wide turn because if
I will not be scratching the black rim.
Yeah, no.
You got to get out with the Sharpie. I feel that one. And then there's on Hidden Creek coming out of my addition.
Yeah.
I feel like one of those is pretty far out there too, where I feel like I have to make a wide right turn on that one as well. But I'll swoop it back in if I needed to. You just have to give me a second.
You taking a left or a right hand?
Yeah.
Well, if you're taking a left, you can go into the outer lane.
Huh? Say what?
Well, it really was when I go to the right, it's that one I feel like gets me.
If you take a left?
This is it's a whole thing.
Yeah, we'll have to
Are
sit
there
down.
lines? Are there not lines? Is it a single only turn?
Yeah, we're actually about to do a small little video about this to, again, make a humorous statement about the
educate?
turn. Yeah, educational video
Well,
with
I mean,
humor.
I know that you're supposed to stay in, like, there's the one at Walmart. Like, if you're taking a left.
That one always gets me
It gets
because
me. It
the
makes me
inside
scared.
person
Like,
never wants to
stays
stay on the
in
inside.
No, and that's
And there is plenty of room
supposed
to stay on the inside on that one. You don't need
There
to come
is.
over into the middle lane.
No, because
Like,
that
I'm gonna
one's
need you to
technically
stay over
mine
there.
because
Yeah.
I'm in the outside one. So that one's mine.
And they
I
usually
get
go
to
out to the
choose.
third lane, which is even worse because it's not
But
even
I'm
pushing
like,
you one
I
over.
drive with my eyes closed most of the time just because
I'm sorry. Say use that.
You heard.
it's
You heard right.
I
a metaphorical thing.
Nope. Is it?
Figuratively.
I think
Speaking.
it might be
That one.
accurately speaking.
So
I
anyhow,
think there's a lot of officers going to watch this video and be like,
No,
we're just going to sit outside the
no.
chamber and just wait for the tickets to flow.
No. They would be very gracious and be like, I saw
would.
the episode. I know.
I'm glad that
y'all don't
Colin
know
is
how
there to
drive."
like actually like give you classes on.
Well, yes, absolutely. Now, Driving course classes, that's something you'll have to pay
We'll have to
for.
call
Yeah,
Maverick.
you're gonna have to. Yeah, that one.
Would you like
that
to be
one
a
we
member?
don't offer.
I will trade you a membership for driving lessons. I'm telling you, okay, we're totally getting off topic. Sorry.
You're
It's
good.
part
I
of my
think it's
eyesight
fine.
is why I have such hard time driving and anxiety in the car is
But
because
you have such
of my
cute
eyesight.
glasses.
Well, I'm glad you could see them. They're on my face, but anyway, that doesn't mean that it makes my eyes better.
I mean, I think the definition of wearing glasses is supposed to make your
I mean,
eyes
it's better
better.
than not wearing them.
You can get a better prescription, right?
They are.
They're
this
new
is
prescription.
a newer. This is a new one.
I feel like it's just sliding. Like I'm going blind. There's a song. It's just
Due to
one
the
of
fact that you're driving with your eyes clled, it really doesn't seem like it matters.
It could
so
be that.
It just
could be
feels like I drive with my eyes closed because I can't see. Anywho,
But you do have a Jeep with big tires.
I was about to say.
And so you can just boop, boop, right over curves. It's no big deal. And then you're just like, was that?
as long as you're just like whoop whoop, I hope that was a curb.
that
So
happened. Right. Yeah,
see,
not a dog.
There's no way you would not see a dog. You
Yeah.
have like dog radar.
That I can see.
this
You've
is-
got
I got
yes.
2015
You
for
have dog
dogs.
dar.
I mean,
All day long.
yes.
yeah, your dog dar is off the charts.
Yes.
So.
I was thinking earlier, when you were talking about the algorithm and if you liked this one video,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm thinking, if you just put a dog, if just put something in there with Sonic, Sarah will like it, and then all of the things will show up to people. Just start putting more Sonic in your
I think I did
in
just
your
a 30
posts.
second video of a dog just standing there. Nothing else. Just
Oh, yeah.
dog standing. And then the bloop bloop. I'm just going to get one. I'm going to see the one heart, Sarah Roberts, one comment, Sarah Roberts, one share, Sarah Roberts. And it's,
I would do that for you.
Thank you,
I mean,
dear.
for the dog.
I mean, yes, definitely for the
It's
dog.
literally- It's not you. It's for the dog.
I
I would like
understand.
to see more of the dog.
I'm fine being in that priority area hierarchy. So, yeah.
Wait, does Sonic have his own page?
He does. Canine Sonic has a both Instagram and Facebook page. So, yes.
Is he busy on it?
Yes.
post a lot?
Yes, he does. And anytime you throw a shout out to him, he usually replies. So, yeah, need to check out Canine Sonic. He is.
Sonic.
I'm gonna go follow right now.
Well, do it.
Okay,
Do
who
it.
does his page?
Canine Sonic.
Obviously. He's got his cute little paws on the keyboard.
Oh my gosh, it's so adorbs.
It's so cute.
It's a little tappy tap.
You see the. That's
A
him.
cat
But he's
playing
much
piano?
more distinguished than the cat
Yes,
would be because he's Canine Sonic.
Of
and he's a
course.
police dog, and this is
Look at him,
serious
so
business.
sweet. I love him's face. Follow and done.
There we go, Canine Sonic. Hooked you up.
Good boy working for the Burleson PD. You're such a sweet boy. Oh, look, he's working.
Yep.
I'm gonna put my phone up now.
So, our next episode with Canine
if
Sonic
he ever
is.
wanted to come by the office,
Yeah.
we would have a good time.
It would be funny walking upstairs with Canine Sonic, our drug dog, and see how many people run out of the building. So,
No.
I
We
mean,
have a
let me
very
know.
distinguished building in
Yes.
Nobody
Holland.
sees you, so
oh, that's true.
nobody.
Just be the people that see Canine Sonic going into the chamber going,
They see Canine Sonic going into Babes.
Canine Sonic probably would have a hard time passing up Babes. That would be his.
Him's a good boy. He
He
would
is a
deserve
good
some
boy,
chicken
but there's chicken
afterwards.
in there. Yeah, he doesn't like him some chicks.
No, and some mashed potatoes. I can just see him go.
Oh.
Licking the spoon. Yeah. I should do something with dogs besides own them.
Well,
They don't make me money. So, okay.
Uh huh.
And then we've got all those three aspects.
Yep. Absolutely.
And what else you want to tell us?
Well, you want me to tell you about the one I'm most proud of right now?
I was going to ask, what is the, yeah.
So
thing you're the most proud of?
the probably the most proud that we do is our victim assistance posters. And
Imagine that.
I know. It's not that the ladies in the room that was our model for the poster. It's just the fact that I've been able to witness what good it has done. What access the victim assistance poster. So for those that don't know, we created posters that we put into the female stalls of women's restrooms across town, and we've actually gone to a smaller version because in the process of doing all of this, we learned that there are places that could use it and need it. But the large, because they're like 11 by 16, you're not missing it when you're sitting in the stall. You're going to see that sucker.
Nope, I see it everywhere.
But we've been asked to put some. We actually just got some in our courthouse. So when you go to the courthouse, you'll see them. We have.
Would have thought that would have been like one of the first places.
It's crazy because I office out of that, and it's just kind of one of those. You're in
it,
your
so-
home, and you're just not even thinking about the stuff.
Or it had the old one still. Like when we came up to do Leadership Burleson something, and I was like, "This is still the old." What? Can you get a new one in here?
Yeah, we.
Oh, did you go to RIM?
The RIM? No, I have not yet,
Okay.
but I will. That's on my to-do list. So we're actually, Stephanie, who is our Victims Assistance Coordinator, and I are about to do another round of going out and doing, but with all that exciting news, I don't want to skip ahead, but that's my most favorite because we do get the numbers that of people that have scanned it. But the coolest part is the ability to sit down with Stephanie and she'll say, "Oh my gosh, this lady and this lady, this person scanned, saw, was able to get help," those types of things. With that being said, the city of Alvarado reached out to us and they would like to implement our poster program as well. So we are working with Alvarado to reframe it, and I'm not sure when this podcast will get broadcasted, but we're in the process of talking with the Johnson County. I think it's Family Center, is Johnson County Family Center. I think it's what it is, but about implementing it across Johnson County. So if we do that, then
so proud of you.
we're going to have the poster program in bathroom stalls in the county, which is big to us because we have only been able to really do it in the city limits because Stephanie's job only allows us to do inside the city limits. When it gets out into the county, which could only be feet from where somebody lives versus where they saw the poster, we have to we still work with them as best we can because a lot of times we're a referral service more than we are a solving service. But if they have something that is a police situation, which we need to get involved in, and they ask for our assistance, it has to go to county. It can't come to us because they don't live in our jurisdiction. So with implementing this with Johnson County, it would get Johnson County Sheriff's Office involved with it, and those QR codes that you would scan would send you to Johnson County and not Burleson. So even if there is a convenience store on one side of the road, on the other side of the road is Johnson County, the side's Burleson. You scan it over here, it would send you to Stephanie. You go across
so
the
now
street.
You've got to be even more intentional on who's getting what poster.
Absolutely.
So you're going to have to make it maybe like look different on the Johnson County side.
So what you will see in difference is it wouldn't have the City of Burleson logo.
Gotcha.
We only put the City of Burleson. We don't put police department on there. Although when you scan the QR code, it goes to our police page.
I did
goes
scan
to a
it just
page
the other
that-
day just to see what
Just
it
to
looked
see?
like because I
Good.
hadn't done it.
Yeah, and there's no scanning is
Makes
not
sense.
going to
Hey, Steph, I'm okay.
yeah, right. Yeah. Scanning it is not going to flag anybody. I mean, we'll get a notification when we get our weekly report from the company we get the QR code from, but it just gives you a number of how many people scanned it. And sometimes people just scan it to see what it is. But if you are just curious and you're you see it at a restaurant or something like that and you scan it, it's not going to call 911. It's not going to, I don't want people to freak out, but it will let you see where and how we report and how to get in touch. And if you have somebody in your life that needs that type of assistance, that's a wonderful resource. I mean, you can scan the QR code from where you're at and then text them the link and send it to them. And so we're trying to get that out. So the Johnson County ones would have a different QR code that would send them to the Johnson County, and we'll replace the city logo with something, whether it's Johnson County's logo or something along those lines. But their family crisis thing does, and so we would put something like that, or we'd just leave it blank. And we just want to make sure that people understand that it's not a scam, and that's why we always put some sort of identification marker on there, so that people feel comfortable enough. But that's, again, why we also take the police logo off, is some people get scared on I don't want the police to be involved, but I would reach out to a victims assistance coordinator, and Stephanie is that. And that's the nice thing, is that she has, if something was reported to an officer, there are certain rules and regulations they have to be guided by, and they would have to do reporting with some things. Stephanie didn't have to follow those rules because she's not an officer. And so she's able to help people out and get them out of situations, and it kind of stay within that realm.
Okay.
She's always going to suggest if there's something in there that needs to be talked about. And she will walk down the hallway because she's at the police department and get the opinions of some people and move that way. So we want you to know you're not going to be unguarded. You know, if we feel like this is something that we need to step into, that's going to happen. But a lot of people just want that ability to get information. And so that's...
What are my options? What can I do?
Absolutely. Yeah. And we've had some that have contacted us through the app and said, hey, you know, I'm worried about my mortgage and I'm worried about paying for groceries and all this kind of stuff. And they're worried about those things because they're about to call and have him arrested for whatever abuse it is. And he's the breadwinner and she's not allowed to have a job. And what happens if the breadwinner goes away? Is she going to be able to call her mortgage company and say, hey, I can't pay for a few months because he's in jail. I'm having to find a job. I'm having to find a job not only that to give us money, but I also have to find a job that's going to be able to pay the bills and the mortgage and the food and taking the kids to school and the gas and daycare,
life.
Life. So everything's about to change. And sometimes they just want information on what is it? What can I do? And Stephanie's real good about saying, hey, these are things I've seen before. These are people that we've discussed here, places that you can get help, you can get groceries, you can get some financial assistance. And we refer them to all those places, and those places are really good about helping. And so that one, I'm most proud about.
As you should be.
That. And then we can laugh about sharks in drainage ways and stuff like that. Yeah. And elf hats and stuff. And that's the fun part that I get to back up on.
You also, you might not want to talk about this,
Well,
but
we'll
you've
see.
also helped with kiddos that have gone astray or run away or in a situation.
Yeah.
So where is there a department or something? How do you get involved in that?
So anytime we have a runaway,
Is that considered a crime?
there's a lot of factors
Okay.
that go into that. So, but to give the generalization, when a kid runs away, we do a Facebook post with their last, the one of the best, most recent photos that we can get. We give a general description, the best we can, without stepping into areas that would cause them to have their identity stolen or anything along those lines. And then we field every comment, every call. We put a link onto the post that shows, click it. It sends you to the 9903 number, which is our non-emergency number. So you don't even have to get out of the app and get onto your phone and dial. You can just hit the call button and it'll automatically send you there. Anytime somebody comments, we're reading it. And by we, it's me.
That's what I was going to say. We is just you.
I use the universal we for everything. Just saying, as a police department, we do that. But yeah, I would say 99% of the time that's me reading those. Sometimes they're just praying for this kiddo. Sometimes they're like, hey, John Smith, if you're out there, just know that people love you and care for you. But then sometimes we get ones that are like, hey, I'm a charge nurse and I was at John Peter Smith last night and I saw a kid that matched that description and he was with this type of person. So that information I have to immediately send to our dispatch and they give it to our officers. Our officers vet that information. Sometimes the information comes back and it's like, oh my gosh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like, no, but thank you so much. And that's kind of that, again, that gets us back into what we talked about with the comedy, because the more followers that we have, the more this information gets out.
And they're on the lookout for you.
Absolutely. And so when I have followers that are being picked up in Fort Worth and we have a runaway, now I have people that are automatically seeing our posts in Fort Worth or in Dallas or Arlington or Northeast Ohio, wherever it may be, we have people that are seeing this and automatically are on the lookout. We would never do anything like put a goofy hat or something like that on this. These are all serious at this moment. So there is a line where we'll draw it. But as soon as the child is found, we go back and we edit our post to take the photo off. But the post has to say for open records reasons. But those comments still come in. And usually after that point, we use an update. John Smith has been found. Thank you so much for your concern. And again, it's our community that allows us to be able to communicate and to be able to find someone. And then the comments start rolling in. Oh, thank God. We appreciate it. Prayers and all that kind of stuff. And I'll still monitor those because every once in a blue moon, somebody will ask something specific, and we want to be as transparent as possible. A lot of times it's, where was he found? What was he doing? And we're not going to give that information. But
your business.
But sometimes I will reply with something that's nice that just points that out of like, he's safe. It's all good.
All that matters.
Yeah.
That's all that really matters. And if you have any questions, you can call us and let our officers explain to you why we're not going to give that information. So yeah, there's that aspect of it too. And when the wonderful thing about where my position is with something along those lines is that a lot of times I get to hear the details on the where and when and why. And that gives me the understanding of where I want to focus social media posts towards. If we're starting to see things in the high school that is revolved around fentanyl, or is revolved around teen suicide, is revolved around mental a lot of sad kids out there. And sometimes it takes a police department to stand up for their community and say, you know what, we're going to talk about this because nobody else will. And sometimes parents won't. And sometimes, God bless the school district, they're in their own precarious situations with types of things. And so as a police department, we're going to stand up and we're going to say we're above reproach, and we're going to put on our vest, and we're going to stick out our chest, and we're going to take the blunt of this, but we're going to talk about this. And that allows me to make social media content that points this out. It allows us to create classes that we can offer to parents, to schools, to churches, to businesses, to our community in general. And that gives us a wonderful leg up on a lot of other places because we're not going anywhere. Yeah. Where a church may try to do something and people hate it and they leave the church. Well, that church is financially paid for by essentially volunteers, people that go there, and a church can go under for something like that. Not saying that would happen in our city, but I'm just saying in a general sense. A business can support something and people say, we don't like what you support, and so we're not giving you our money anymore, and they would go away. The police department's not going away. So we can tackle some tough issues and be really out front with it and know that it's okay to be yelled at. It's okay to be it's okay for people to disagree, but we're going to stand out there and we're going to talk about these things, and we're going to get help to the innocents that need the help.
We didn't even touch on your podcast.
Oh yeah.
And we're out of time.
Okay.
But
I mean,
did you want to tell somebody, the people.
Hello, the people.
Hello, people. About just real quick, give your 30-second elevator speech about your podcast.
Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. We do.
Follow who?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. Who is we? Follow the Burleson Police Department on both Facebook and Instagram, and our YouTube channel. I forgot about that one. We do live podcasts, and that content really does revolve around these issues that we talked about. Okay. And so it's a great way to hear some good stuff. I mean, we don't pull our punches. It's not that we're out there to cuss and yell and scream and do all this, but we talk about things that a lot of people would not even remotely be able to.
Is that weekly, monthly? How often
that
do you do
is as often as I possibly can. Okay. It's just a little old me, and so it's not. It's not
not
this
a tailor.
wonderful grandeur that you should see the duct tape work that we do. But with that being said, it is quality work, and we do the best to get that content out there. And if there's an issue or a situation that you would love to have discussed, love to see a comment on this podcast, or reach out to us on our just message us on the social medias, and we'll actually put that in the go about. So yeah.
Excellent. Well, thanks for joining us.
I'm really proud of you.
Absolutely.
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
As known you since we were little kids.
Yeah,
but
pretty much. Ever
to-
since you did the tap dance in a Beaker outfit, wasn't that the thing in
I don't know
elementary?
what you're speaking
We
of,
not?
but
that happened.
I
Which
mean,
could have been yesterday, could have been 20
I mean,
years
honestly,
ago. I don't know.
knowing Sarah, it could have been yesterday.
I
So
did sing karaoke.
I feel like
No.
you've tap danced around the office within the last, I don't know, month or two, maybe.
you might have done it
Anyway,
right
I'm
before
really
this.
proud
Thank you.
of you and for your service and all that you've accomplished.
I appreciate that. It means a lot to me.
I'm proud to say that you're
I
my
love
friend.
you.
I love you too. No, that's special. Sorry, we had a moment.
No, it's fine.
a
You
moment.
just, y'all
It's
go ahead. I'll be over here.
Okay. Oh, and hey, Melissa, how are you? Yeah, good to go. All right.
Thank you for being
worry
here
about
today.
Absolutely. Thanks, girls.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us on the Heart of Commerce. It's a fun day today. See that?
I
great.
love it. I do. It's a great way to sign off.
And it's like right there because it's a 2-person job and all the things. Good.
Keep explaining it to me. I'm really enjoying it.
We mansplained.
Mhm.
Fine. Okay, bye.
Bye.